Hi everyone, TARDIS here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Frontier in Space. Now this is a third Doctor story towards the end of his John Pertwee's run as the Doctor, and it's also, unfortunately, the final to feature Roger Delgado as the Master, because he was tragically killed in a car accident in Turkey. I think it was like a couple of weeks after the end of the Green Death, which was the final one of this season. So yeah, that's quite sad. So it does have a sad story behind it in a way. And I'll get on to his send off a bit later. But yeah, so this story is written by Malcolm Hulke, who is probably my favourite writer in all of Doctor Who. I'm not sure there are. There's of course Robert Holmes and Terence Dicks as well, who are quite good. But I think Malcolm Hulke is good because he makes you think about something that kind of like he has something relating to the real world and whatnot. And I think it's something that not many writers can do or do well without feeling shoehorned in there. So I mean, stories like Invasion of the Dinosaurs, which are obviously written with that stuff in and whatnot. And I think, he's really good at that and whatnot. So, yeah, that's that part of it. Now, the story itself, I think it is another classic of mine, really. So, from my childhood, I don't remember which one I watched first. Whether it was the Dalek Invasion of Earth or this. I remember seeing the Dalek Invasion of Earth review that I saw that first. But it could have been this, I really don't know. It was one of the two. Because I had the video for this. And I didn't have the video for the following one, which just leads into which was Planet of the Daleks. I didn't get that. I got that with the DVD a lot later, which came in a box set with this one. So yeah, I did what. So yeah, there was always a kind of like that element of mystery and myth around Planet of the Daleks, but I'll get on to that a bit later. But yeah, this story itself, I did see quite a lot when I was younger, and yeah, it'll probably always have a special place in my heart. I do like it. In fact, I think it must have been the first one, actually, thinking about it. So yeah. So yeah, I was wrong in my Dalek Invasion of Earth. It was a long time ago. So yeah, this is my first classic story. And in this story, I quite like the scale of it. It's got a scale that was rarely seen before, because you go to loads of different planets, quite a few different planets. You've got Earth, you've got Draconia, you've got the Ogron's home planet, you go to the moon as well, to the lunar penal colony. Moon isn't a planet, but it's a different location. Got a lot of space stuff as well. Excellent model shots, I will say that. The model shots are great. And you got this quite good plot. I mean, the idea of a third party, which ends up being the Daleks, trying to put Earth and Draconia at war with each other is quite interesting. Jo is very good in this story, because she's one of the few characters that really gets a good amount of development and a noticeable amount. Because, I mean, watch her in Terror of the Autons, then watch her in this, and you'll just see how much she's changed over the course of 3 years. So, yeah, that's good. And Doctor himself in this has a fair amount to do. Now, some people do complain that it's repetitive because it's just continuously getting stuck in cells and whatnot. And, well, yeah, I'll agree with people on that. I think it's something that can be overlooked and it's necessary to the story and whatnot. So, yeah, that's that. Now, the Daleks appear at the end of this. That was quite a shocking thing. Well, not really shocking because I knew it happened, because it had a Dalek on the front cover of the... Well, it has a Dalek on the front cover of the things, both the video and the DVD, and obviously it's featured in a box set called Dalek War. But that's besides the point. So, at least it didn't have Daleks in the title. So yeah, that's that. The Draconian costumes are great. They are some of the best costumes ever in Doctor Who. Remember John Pertwee saying they were his favourite monster because he could talk. Apparently he once talked to one of these people in the costume and believed he was actually talking to, well, not believe, but almost believed he was talking to an alien, which, yeah, it's quite nice, because they really do. They really are the best costumes in classic Doctor Who. You got the Ogons returning this, which kind of foreshadow the Daleks coming. So you get that little bit at the start with Joe saying, well, last time we met them, they were working for the Ogons, and the Doctor dismisses it, saying, oh, they're mercenaries, they can work for anyone. But no, they did end up working for the Daleks, but anyway. So, yeah, all that's nice. It's got a scale, as I said, it's got a scale that's rarely seen in classic Doctor Who. And I mean, they really do create this nice world and culture and whatnot and ideas. The Master in this, because he turns up in part 3, his appearance is quite nice, and he really does help to, he adds a lot to this story, and it's nice to see Vosh Delgado again. And of course, unfortunately, this is his last story, and we have to mention the last scene, which was quite not problematic. I think it goes down in history worse because it was Roger Delgado's last scene. But I mean, it can't be helped really, because they didn't know that was going to happen. You could say, oh, it's poorly written, but then again, they thought Roger Delgado would be able to come back, but he couldn't. So yeah, it is a bit of a rush and whatnot, because I mean, I think it was mainly budgetary reasons, because they couldn't get the actual illusion of the monster being in the room, so they just had to basically have the box go off, have the Ogon streaming run off, have the Master run away with them and shoot the Doctor in the process, and it's quite clumsy really, but I mean, I think it has a worse reputation that it should do because of it being Roger Delgado's last scene. So yeah. What else is there to talk about with this? There's the Doctor in this. There's a scene where he goes outside the spaceship into space, and it's brilliantly done. You can't see the strings at all and whatnot, and it's very well good dissolution of space. But then when he gets knocked off and goes off, there's kind of like a plot hole there, as if, because he basically just increases the pressure or something, and his oxygen tank takes the tube out and uses that to propel him across. But realistically, if the ship's travelling very fast through space, the ship wouldn't stay there, because the ship just stays there and he goes off. Shouldn't the ship just have zoomed away and he'll be left swimming around in space? So yeah, that's a flaw there. But it's not really one that you pick up unless you're thinking about it. But yeah, it's a bit odd. And then in the next, there is a scene in part 6 where he goes out into space, and that time you can see the strings, so yeah, that's not too good. But anyway, some would argue that the plot's a bit too big for itself. A bit too ambitious and whatnot. And sometimes there is one part where he goes, where the Doctor basically gets brung straight up to the President of Earth and whatnot, and later, which is kind of a bit, would that really happen? I guess it kind of works for the Earth thing, because they were caught as stowaways on the ship and whatnot. They were just brought there, but would you really just be brought to see the leader of a planet? And especially later, in the later part where he gets caught, where the Doctor, the Master and Joe get caught and brought to see the Emperor of Draconia, would you really just get brought straight there after being captured in the ship? No, you wouldn't really. But yeah, these are all just minor plot points. They don't really detract much from the story. It's just stuff I noticed this time watching it, not really stuff I picked up on the other times I noticed it, or at least I am just pointing out this story does have flaws, which is why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, and not a 10 out of 10. So overall, great story, and next week I'll be reviewing Planet Daleks, which, as I said, kind of had a bit of a myth, well, kind of had a bit of a mythical thing for me, because I saw this one, and it was ages until I saw Planet of the Daleks. So yeah, so it kind of like got built up a lot for me, and which probably was a bit of a reason why I got a bit disappointed by it. But yeah, more on that next week when I review Planet of the Daleks. But now, thanks for watching this review of Frontier in Space, and I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye everyone.